Alright, good morning CAU. My name is Jack Marget, and I'll be doing your weather briefing for today, and the date is September 7th, which is actually my birthday, funny enough. But we'll get going here. So just to start off, we'll kind of look at this really quick. Just what's going on tomorrow morning, and we'll stop right here really quick. You can kind of see right here to the east we have that sort of smoke still going to be pushing up. Usually earlier in the morning it's not too bad, and then later in the day it gets pretty bad, but looks like it's going to push over the mountains there. And then of course we have the typical marine layer all across the west coast of California. Nothing too special. Pause this, we'll look over here, and then we can see winds are pretty calm, have been pretty calm. Visibility got a little bit lower, 5 statute miles. We still have the haze and smoke. Again, we usually see that haze come back in as the sun starts to rise and whatnot. But we can see that the visibility was a little bit better throughout earlier today for 7 statute miles, and the smoke still. Now we can go look at our task. So we can see Bakersfield, variable 5, 6 statute miles haze, viewed 25,000, and then we can see in Fresno, about the same, greater than 6 statute miles. Where it gets interesting is Oxnard and LA. You can see that over here, few at 1,300, few at 1,500. The visibility is a little lower at Oxnard, which is 3 statute miles, and then LAX is just greater than 6 statute miles. But pretty low winds, which is pretty nice. But we'll probably see some sort of activity when we get to the air mets and whatnot, I imagine. And then as we look at this, we can see, conveniently enough, like I said, all over sort of like the LA area, even bits of San Diego and whatnot, there's supposed to be rain and thunderstorms. Even sort of, I want to say that's maybe where Fresno is. We can see that there's the same sort of thing for rain and thunderstorms. And this giant extended area of low pressure all across California. Then as we go to the air mets, we have the typical air met for all across the coast. Some mountain obscuration IFR. We can actually see that there's this blue little line here. And I think Noah saw this our last time. But we can see that this is just freezing level. There we go. 6,000 feet. So we can see that that's where the freezing level begins. And I think if I leave my hand, I can't quite remember. Oh, there we go. We could see FZ level, which is just freezing level. We can see level 16,000 feet. So that's exactly what we were looking for. Something to note of. Fortunately, we're not going that high, but it's something kind of interesting because you don't really typically see that for us. And we can go over here. If we can see, I could try and zoom in a little bit more for you guys. So we can start at 500 millibars. So if you look over here, you can see that it says 130 at 2.8. And then we can go back down to 600. So about 14,000 feet of 132 at 17 knots. But we can go down, so let's go down to about 800. So it's saying 359 at 18 knots, and then we can go down to 900, which is 193 at 7 knots. So nothing too bad for the area that we're usually flying at. We can even look at 1800 Zulu. It's about the same. You can kind of see 10,000 feet once at 9 knots, 5,000 feet, 10 knots. So like maybe higher altitudes, probably about 5,000 or so feet, you're going to see it go double digits, but nothing to worry about for the day, fortunately. But yeah, that's been your weather forecast for the day. And make sure you get an updated weather briefing before your flight, and I'll see you guys soon enough.